Do we have, Rick Miller? I didn't see Mike before, but I'll check again. Good, share it. You just make sure the. Sharon, can you hear us?
Yes, yep.
Ooh, I'm gonna touch up my appearance. And put that on high. So can we call to order? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll call to order the Albany CSO full communities for August 13th. We're starting off at 10:06. And we've got myself, Bill Simcoe, and we got Irfat Islam for our treasurer. Sharon Butler's on a Zoom call with us. The host, we've got nobody from Rensselaer today. Oh, we do have Bill Smart in Rensselaer today. And we've got Andrew from Troy, Waterbury, Maggie from Green Island. And for CDRPC, we have Marcus Stiglione and Tom White. And appears that we don't have the joint venture team on. So we'll that will be who's in attendance. Do we have I guess our next item is the minutes from July 9th. Any changes to the minutes? People want to take a minute and review, see if there's anything they want to know.
Yeah, you could change that. City of Rensselaer, not City of Cohoes anymore.
The Bill Smart should be City of Rensselaer. And does Cohoes have an official designee? Is Sharon officially designated?
I think we got a letter from the mayor.
Okay. Does Sharon, can Sharon vote by Zoom or is?
Yep.
Okay, so
I don't think well, it's a good question.
We had that option and then I didn't know if we, right during coronavirus.
was that
Yeah.
by executive orders?
No, thinking that we're subject to the authority's budget office tells me in person only.
Okay, so Sharon can participate, but not vote.
Mm-hmm.
So, given that one correction, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make motion.
Maggie, have a second?
A second.
I'll take Andrew, all in favor?
I,
Opposed, motion carries. On to financial reports.
Okay, not a particularly big changes, but we did distribute about just over $1 million to Cohoes this past month, courtesy of Albany spending down some of their debt. Working on getting some other things out to Troy and others to try to collect some more funds. So we're down to a whole $774,000 in the bank, which is prior money that was unallocated when it came in. So I've got to figure out where it goes.
We'll take it.
Well, you'll take it. Well, it might very well be. Because I think that the largest sum owed to anybody at this point is to Albany.
Okay.
It's just that Albany's debt to others is also just as large.
Okay, so we're getting to the to and from worked out.
I'm working that, trying to get that off to Albany today or tomorrow, so that they have it for their audit. And then this then work down through all the
Yeah.
communities.
So I think we had a big payment to Troy. But I think we also may be looking for a payment from Troy.
Probably true.
So,
And we're at about just under 25% of budget completed for the year. It's really it, guys.
You're still waiting, is Amy still waiting on information from you? To
Yes.
say- This doesn't say, because she's sitting on funds that she.
Yes, I had, and again, that's just a list of, because of that, I'm trying to figure out all the EFC swaps of grants paid here versus there, making sure that all the books match. Unfortunately, a lot of that is 4 or 5 years old in some cases, so it's going back and then taking an entry that was made and changing it so that the audit numbers don't change, the balance doesn't change, so everything has to net to zero. So it's a case of taking a bill that had a 90% grant applied to it, was billed out to Albany or Troy or those, and actually was paid. Now I have to go back and say, wait a minute, that money was paid, but now we take that grant away because EFC didn't give that grant there. They paid out money to whomever without that grant. So now I have to switch things around. And hopefully it will balance at the end of the day. So,
Are we all set with auditors for this year? Is our contract, still?
yeah, I think we talked, we had a motion, was it last year or the year before, for a I think it was a 3-year extension.
Mhm.
So we're good for this year minimally. We might be good for next year too. I'll check.
So, yeah, the more we can clean up, so that.
My goal is to try to get this at least cleaned up so that we know where the dollars and cents due from's are, so that by October, when we actually close this current fiscal year, everything will be squared away.
Okay.
And then it's a case of collecting and paying.
That would be great to get that all resolved in this year's
Yeah.
audit and financials. Okay. Any questions in regard to financial reports? I know those must be feeling good to get reimbursed. We get some of these other, most of the activities between Albany and Troy for some of these things, but then we have to catch up with the communities that weren't doing EFC finance.
Correct. And, I have that information. It's just, not on the front burner, given the EFC stuff and the large amounts between literally the 3 largest communities.
Okay, vendor invoices?
3 invoices in, totals $269,496 and some change. The largest being Van Buren Street.
Do we have any questions?
You expecting any more invoices for Cross Street?
Yes. Yes, probably 2, it's gonna be,
Big gigantic one for National Water Main.
yeah, exactly, we owe them a lot of money still. Yeah, I think we only have 1 payment application for them so far, I think it's gonna be 1 more and then maybe a change order, I'm not sure if we're gonna lump. Greg, is ironing out the, total cost of the project with National Water Main, so.
We should get that into this year's financials, I guess, should be September, maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to have it ironed out within the next, for the next meeting,
Yeah,
you have to be able to submit those invoices by this, next meeting.
And everything received through the October meeting will be booked in this year. Because we make sure, because usually the October meeting includes things that have already occurred. And we want to cover, so.
yeah, Sharon, in regard to little C. Are we expecting we're gonna get the final payment in this fiscal year that goes to October?
We should, yes. Yes.
And then we left those 2 projects behind us for 2028 fiscal year.
27.
27 is.
27.
Right.
Good numbers, I think so. Okay, so vendor invoices, can I have a motion to pay the vendor invoices?
So move.
Bill,
I'll
second,
second.
Maggie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. IMA status, I think I had some paperwork sent from Hodgson Russ in regard to a letter of engagement. And I signed it, sent it back. I guess it has to go through multiple municipalities. Everything get executed.
You send it back to them and they're gonna get the signatures?
That's what I was figuring since they seem to have the ball.
Okay, good.
Do you wanna check with them?
Well, if they don't get back to you with signatures, that'll be a good, think time to check in.
Okay. So, Hodgson Russ is gonna work with us on getting that squared away. Take it kind of a long job. I know we're working on our budget for next year and maybe other people are too. I don't know, are we thinking of, could also together to share with other communities about what we think, our operating costs are for Beaver Creek and our floatables facilities. So that they can. We've been kind of going through a change with our ERP systems and budget code numbers and things. And got changed from one system to another system, and we're trying to get, the city hall's been paying all of our utility bills, so we're trying to get what are just the utility bills associated with those accounts, so we have exactly the right stuff. Actually, they were associated with the Beaver Creek's energy bill with the Alco for some reason, which didn't make sense, but so that was IMA, which would be an amendment to the original IMA, just to spell out the exact formula by which we share costs on the operating costs for the future. EFC disbursements and reconciliations. That's mostly with Troy and Albany. And we've been having bi-weekly meetings, and I think
Yeah, I think they're going well and we're getting some stuff done.
we're keeping things rolling.
Right, yeah.
And yeah. Did just going back a little bit to board type stuff, did we get taken care of with oath of office and stuff that our reef needs to do for and anybody else that's new on the board required by ADO?
He did sign, you signed the oath?
Okay, yeah, there's an oath and acknowledgement of fiscal duties and
We took care of that at the end of the last meeting.
disclosure, so that's taken care of. Did we was there anything we needed to be looking at with policies and procedures, or is there really nothing that we need to be considering? I guess that was a question of the whether the state had any new requirements or moving below.
No, I don't think there's any major new requirements. I've done the ABO reporting. But I have not heard of any new requirements for organizations such as this.
Okay, well, if there's anything we need to do in regard to annually reviewing our policies or are all the policy things posted on the website so we can, board members could take a look at it and make any, if we knew of any reason to make modifications, but we probably don't really think we're at that point, since we're almost at the end of the long-term control plan.
Right. Why change it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the website and in the SharePoint.
Ready
to start the next
So, in regard to some of our EFC's things, I think we had a request to get, CDRPC's contract as our administrator information from 2024, 25, 26 Did you get all that stuff to,
Well, I just replied all to the email, I believe. What I did not have was a current contract with the Department of State. But everything else, you might recall that in 2003 or 2004, we changed our contract to automatic renewals. So I sent that last one.
okay, well, EMC is reviewing that, so the last time we had a thing, Michael Boudris is reviewing that, said, yeah, he's got that, he'll let us know if we need anything more, so.
Okay,
So, in regard to Albany's projects, Skylar and Liberty, we have CHA working on plan specifications. We've got a plans and specs submission date of October 1st, so actually, one of them is October 1st and the other one's December, but we're trying to get both of them done for an October submission. We intend to put them out as one contract because they're similar work.
Okay,
We were planning to have separate contracts for them. That's Albany stuff. Cross Street, I guess you're close to finishing up all of Cross Street, just the final pay apps and change orders have to be figured.
right. Yeah, so that was gonna be my one question. I wanna, I can get the invoices ironed out to present to the pool, but there's a change order that I think needs to go to, the EFC needs to approve of the change order, I do believe. So do I get that ironed out first before I present the invoices here to, make sure they're okay with whatever, what's the strategy for that?
Well, the only thing that might happen with EFC is if they decided anything wasn't eligible.
Okay,
They decided on one of our projects that we had, something was ineligible, but
Mhm.
other than that, as long as I know sometimes there's work, it doesn't seem like it's sewer work, but you have to do it because
right,
you disturb something or
yeah,
you had to do more traffic control.
right, it was like a little more traffic control, a little more paving, so,
So I doubt there'd be a problem, so
okay.
I think,
Cause that would be the only holdup.
as soon as your CDM is certified, signs your pay up, bring it to the board.
Okay,
And
and the board can, even if it's before EFC approval, the change order, the board can approve it subject to that approval.
oh, cool, okay, all right, thank you.
so the other good news from the Troy point of view is they were thinking they were gonna have another financing, which was gonna take advantage of this bill, federal 50% grant funding.
Mhm.
But instead, EFC decided they will amend their O1 financing.
Right,
and
that was
give them-
nice.
And give them the bill money
Yeah,
as part of that,
which is
so.
fantastic, yeah.
That, because they had a 25% RIA
Mhm.
with that O1 financing,
Mhm.
but not a 50% bill with that financing, so Troy's making out good on that deal.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, we're happy about that.
So that's good news on the Troy front. On the Cohoes front, so Troy will be all done with projects
Mhm.
from this Cross Street's closed.
As soon as I iron out these payment applications, we're done.
Yeah,
Now they're gonna put you in charge of Monument Square.
No, I hope not, no.
no more long-term control plan.
Like Bill said, though, we're just getting warmed up for the next one. Yeah.
Got all the kinks ironed out now.
Right, right.
Yeah, it'll take a while to get a new consent order signed. Cohoes, we have closing out little C. I don't know how you're doing, Sharon, with getting your WQIP grant set up, but that drag out a little longer, or you think you're about to have that taken care of?
I sent them the utilization plan. I have not heard back from anybody on it, so I don't know if it's been accepted or not. But they had been bugging me for that, so I did send that off to them. So, and then I'll get with Bill Early on anything else that he may need.
Okay. So that's needed to. Proposed to be getting all their money for the Little C project, and then Manor Avenue, CHA is preparing plans and specs for October 1st. Consent order deadline, so I guess that's pretty much a list of projects. And of course, we got the joint venture team that the main thing. They had the wet weather operating plan was the last thing they submitted, and actually have a due date tomorrow to respond to comments that DEC had on the wet weather operating plan for Beaver Creek. And then they have the post-construction compliance monitoring plan report after we get up and done testing. And I had some charts, Andrew, that showed some of the results of the testing. And
Yeah, how are we doing so far?
so the red line is the line for 200
Okay.
for the pico count.
Mhm.
And some of these are tributaries and some of these are in the river.
Mhm.
So some of the samples are below the 200 and some of them have gone above the 200 mark. And
But the 200 is not a baseline.
200 is like the standard by which will be measured.
Okay.
That's the, can't swim in the water, cut off.
That's like the bathing beach number for.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, 'cause you're the East Bank and River Center, West Bank, all that, that's
so
most of the time reasonable.
yeah, so like Route 9 Bridge is shown all below
Yeah.
200. Bridge Avenue Bridge mostly under.
Mhm. 126th Street Bridge by the Hannaford. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Old Creek is bad as always. You test the water where it comes into the city from East Greenbush and you test it at the river, it's a tanks. So there's nothing being added, that's.
And so the trips I don't think enter into our compliance. It's more than the river samples, but I think the trips are to indicate whether we think we got some bad contribution and contamination from the tributaries and. But in terms of knowing whether these things count for wet weather events, yeah, this chart is showing some of the wet weather events. There's these blue things in the top. Just to give an idea of when we had some wet weather.
Oh, okay.
And this charting is just from my own department at Albany, it's not from the joint venture team, so they'll be looking at the data, they'll be looking at the geo mean. As a separate kind of analysis from this is just the bare data. And that's about it. Is there any other business?
I don't think so. So action items for the next meeting, review of the IMA potentially.
I had to be supposed to do a governance. I don't know if you just get the form for self-evaluation.
Oh, yeah.
And I had we're supposed to authorize the audit, but if we already had an engagement that was for 3 years, we don't really need any action on them. In regard to that,
Yeah, and when do we have our annual meetings for the IMA board and the governance committee?
Yeah, I don't know that we necessarily in the schedule, we called something an annual meeting. Are we supposed to have an annual meeting in which we elect officers and things like that as needed, or was that a,
I have to look at the materials. I think the IMA needs to meet annually. But I'm not sure about the committees. The governance committee might need to meet. I'll check the bylaws.
and the IMA, is supposed to be, if we're having any new, financings, like if Troy's doing an amendment,
Mhm.
but I don't know when,
Right, for that 01 financing.
yeah, I don't know when that's gonna get, how quickly that's gonna happen, whether that'll actually happen in this, fiscal year for us. Sometimes they,
Hmm.
seems like the process has gotten slower with,
Yeah.
getting dates set for closings,
Mhm.
but the maturity on their existing financing is up in March, so they're trying to make sure that
Right, having to iron it out before then.
they get something. There's plenty of money in 01 financing for Troy as it is.
Right, to satisfy the projects, yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of makes it interesting because
Mhm.
you could potentially add more in financing, and then when you go to long-term,
Mhm.
they'll have to give it back.
Right.
I don't know if I'm.
Yeah. However that worked, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if they,
we had a meeting with them with our comptroller, and it seemed like everyone was nice, to just, to have like the peace of mind that they could move things to those two projects, the construction to the one for Manor and whatever, and then everybody was happy with that, just knowing it, but then we'll see when the actual like documents show up.
we had a similar problem on our 01 financing because we got a grant of $500,000 to do Maryline.
Mhm.
And then they had the hardest time figuring out how to take care of that. So they ended up really making a 0103
Mhm.
on our, it had to, like a summary document and
Mhm.
two different documents. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with your people.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm happy to see what takes place, so.
So if there's no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
A second,
Second.
Bill, all in favor?
I-
Thanks, everybody. September the 10th is the next one.
Good night.
We'll start counting down the days now to the next event.
Okay. We should be all done with the horse racing bets by then.
Right.